Okay, so for the continuation, we have here g of x equals cube root of x plus 3. Okay, so then just like in the first example, we will start off with the definition of the derivative. So you have your limit as delta x approaches 0 of g of x plus delta x. So I'm using g because the name of the function is g of x minus g of x all over delta x. Okay, so just like with our previous example, we will replace with the actual variables. So you have here cube root of x plus delta x plus 3 minus cube root of x plus 3 all over delta x. So similarly with the first example, we will try to remove the radical sign on the numerator. But to do that, we will have a different method since it's not square root anymore, it's a cube root. So for this one, we will use the difference of two cubes. So for those who are not familiar with the difference of two cubes, if you have this expression a minus b times multiply it with a squared plus ab plus b squared, it will give you a cube minus b cube. Oops. So in a case of cube roots, so if you have here cube root of a minus cube root of b, then following the pattern for a squared, so you have here cube root of a squared plus cube root of ab plus cube root of b squared. Then what you will have here is cube root of a cube, which is a, minus cube root of b cube, which is b. So this one will be our target for this expression. Okay, so let's multiply. So first, let's start with the cube root of a squared. So our a squared here is x plus delta x plus 3. So we will have that whole expression inside the radical squared. Okay, then plus cube root of, oops, I forgot the cube root of AB. So meaning this one is A and this one is B. So we will multiply those two expressions inside. We have x plus delta x plus 3 times x plus 3 plus cube root of, okay, so this time we have b squared, so you have x plus 3 squared. Okay, so just like on the first example, so since we should be multiplying the original expression by 1 so as not to change it, so we will copy also the expression below. So let's write down squared plus cube root of x plus delta x plus 3 x plus 3 plus cube root of x plus 3 quantity squared. Okay, so let's proceed with the next line. So the limit as delta x approaches 0 of, so on the above expression, provided that we wrote this down correctly, we should be able to have the expression a minus b. So you have x plus delta x plus 3 minus this expression x minus 3. So we'll just have to distribute it minus x minus 3. So to avoid any extra line, so in the denominator we'll just copy delta x and this whole expression. Cube root of x plus delta x plus 3 quantity squared plus cube root of x plus delta x plus 3 times x plus 3 plus cube root of x plus 3 quantity squared. Okay, parenthesis. Okay, so we will cancel. So one hint here is that you should be able to cancel those that have no delta x in their expression, and you should be able to again cancel out the delta x so that you will know that you are doing it the right way. If not, then maybe you should review your previous lines for any error. So limit as delta x approaches 0 of what's left is delta x over delta x times again this expression x plus 3 squared. Okay, so the tiring part of this process is the fact that you will have to copy the sum of the longest expressions for each line. So you have to be patient with it so as to not to create errors. X plus 3 squared. Okay, so let's cancel. Now to save lines, after cancelling, we will apply the limit directly, that is replacing delta x with 0. So above you have 1, then below you have cube root of x plus 0 plus 3 quantity squared plus cube root of x plus 0 plus 3 x plus 3 plus cube root of x plus 3 quantity squared. Okay, so we have here 1 over, so simplifying the first expression, that is just simply x plus 3 squared. For the second expression or second term, that is x plus 0 plus 3 is simply x plus 3 multiplied with another x plus 3, so that is another x plus 3 quantity squared. And of course the third expression or the third term is x plus 3 quantity squared. Okay, so notice that they are of the same term, so we can add them up together. So you have 3 cube root of x plus 3 quantity squared. Okay, so if you're interested with rationalizing it, so here's the continuation. Cube root of x plus 3 quantity squared. So when you rationalize, your only target is to remove the cube root expression. So since it's already squared, so what you need to multiply is just a cube root of this x plus 3, so that it becomes now cube root of x plus 3 cubed. Then the cube root gets cancelled out with the cube, and what you are left is the expression x plus 3. So cube root of x plus 3. So here you now have your final answer, cube root of x plus 3 all over 3 times x plus 3. Okay, but of course if we're not really that interested with rationalizing it, then this one will actually do. Okay.